Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Functional Longevity Podcast, where we give you insight how to get fit, feel younger, live better. I'm your host, Chris Borda, best-selling author and owner of Y.E.S Fitness. Let me first thank you for taking time from your busy day to listen to what I have to say. I don't take this lightly, and I think today's information you're going to find extremely interesting. And before we get started, let me also thank our sponsor, Y.E.S Fitness. Most people lose the ability to enjoy life as they age. At Y.E.S Fitness, we help people age 40 plus and get fit so they can live longer and enjoy those things, doing those extra things they love to do. Some quick housekeeping here. If you want to get a timestamp or a transcript of today's broadcast, head on over to yesfitnessct.com. You'll see a button on the podcast at the top. Click on that. It'll give you access to any one of our now 379 episodes. You can also get this broadcast wherever podcasts can be found. Boost your longevity with PartiQular supplements. On the Functional Longevity Podcast, I've shared the importance of finding reliable supplements to support healthy aging. After searching for a reputable company I could trust, I finally found PartiQular, a U.S.-based brand that delivers on quality, science, and integrity. PartiQular offers a wide range of premium supplements, including N&M, for cellular energy and aging support, resveratrol to enhance heart and brain health, berberine for blood sugar balance and metabolism, and more, all crafted with care right here in the United States. I've been taking these products personally, and I've noticed a real improvement in my energy, focus, and overall vitality. So if you're ready to invest in your health, visit particular.com. That's PARTIQLAR.com and use the code YES15 at checkout to get 15% off your first order. Your health deserves the best. So start your journey with PartiQular today. An astonishing vitality secrets that supercharge your health span. Is it time to update the physical activity guidelines? A major study from the UK Biobank has created a ripple effect in the scientific community by challenging one of the most basic assumptions in public health exercise recommendations. You know the rule. We've talked about it many times. 1 minute of vigorous activity equals 2 minutes of moderate activity. It's been printed in government guidelines, repeated by health organizations, and baked into every fitness tracker on the market. The surprising truth is that this rule did not come from actual health outcomes. It came from estimates of energy expenditure. In other words, it was based on how many calories you burn, not how much you reduced your risk of heart disease, cancer, type 2 diabetes, or death. But thanks to modern accelerometers and large-scale data, we now have a window into how different intensities of movement truly affect long-term health, and the numbers are astonishing. The new research suggests that vigorous movement may be undervalued by up to 10 times. It also suggests that some effort you make out your day about physical activity style burst may be some of the most powerful minutes of accumulate without even realizing it. Today, you're going to break down this massive accelerometer-based study, explain why its findings are so important, and talk about what this means for guidelines for wearables and for anyone who wants to live a longer, stronger, healthier life. This includes older adults, women, busy parents, athletes, even kids. So let's first go over, where did the old guidelines come from? For decades, public health organizations around the world have recommended, and myself as well, that adults get 150 to 300 minutes per week of moderate activity, or 75 to 150 minutes per week of vigorous activity, plus strength training 1 to 3 times a week. Built into these recommendations is the assumption that vigorous activity counts double. That is the familiar 1 to 2 exchange rate. 1 minute of vigorous activity equals 2 minutes of moderate activity. But where does this come from? It comes from METs. METs stand for metabolic equivalent which is simply the energy cost of an activity. 1 MET is the amount of oxygen used at rest. Light activity is up to 3 METs. Moderate is up to 3 METs. Vigorous activity is anything above 6 METs. This Because vigorous activities burn roughly twice the energy per minute, the assumption became that they offer twice the health minutes per minute. But METs measured metabolism, not longevity. Calories burned are not the same thing as years added to your life or the risk taken off the table. Another problem: the guidelines were built heavily on self reported exercise data. People remembered the long things they did, like the bike ride or the gym sessions. They do not remember sprinting upstairs carrying groceries quickly or rushing across the parking lot. Yet those micro bouts may be among the most meaningful minutes of the day. So we enter the modern era with guidelines that are well intentioned, but misaligned with what actually drives health outcomes. So let's take a look at the inside of this new study. The new study, published in Natural Communications, analyzed data from roughly 73,000 adults aged 40 to 79. Each participant wore a wrist-based accelerometer continuously for 7 days. That means real-time intensity measured every 10 seconds, not memory, not guesswork, not questionnaires. Participants were then followed for about 8 years. To reduce bias, the researchers excluded anyone who already had cancer, cardiovascular disease, or diabetes. They also removed the first year of follow-up, so early events from people who were already sick would not skew the results. They then linked each person's activity profile to major health outcomes, including all-cause mortality, cardiovascular mortality, major adverse cardiovascular events, type 2 diabetes, cancer incident, and cancer mortality. This is one of the largest and cleanest looks we have ever had at how intensity affects real-world health. Instead of asking how many calories were burned, the researchers asked a smarter question. For a given reduction in risk, how many minutes of light or moderate activity equal 1 minute of vigorous activity? They focused on realistic health improvements in the range of 5 to 35% risk reduction. Here's what they found. Across nearly every health outcome, 1 minute of vigorous activity was equivalent to 4 to 9 minutes of moderate activity. 1 minute of vigorous activity was equivalent to 4 to 9 minutes of moderate activity. That's astonishing. So specifically, all-cause mortality. 1 minute of vigorous equals 4.1 minutes of moderate. Cardiovascular disease mortality. 1 minute of vigorous equals 7.8 minutes moderate. Major cardiovascular events. 1 minute equals 5.4 minutes moderate. Type 2 diabetes. 1 minute equals 9.4 minutes of moderate activity. And cancer mortality, 1 minute equals 3.5 minutes moderate. This means the older 1 or 2 minute rule dramatically underestimates the impact of vigorous minutes. Put another way, vigorous movement is not 2 times more valuable. It may be 5 to 10 times more valuable. Light activity, there's even a bigger gap with light activity. Light activity absolutely has benefits, especially for glucose control, sedentary interruption, and general well-being. But when pairing health outcomes, the exchange rate becomes enormous. For many conditions, 1 minute of vigorous effort equaled 50 to 90 minutes of light activity. For cancer mortality, it was about 56 minutes of light movement for the same benefit of 1 vigorous minute. That's crazy. The message is not that light movement is pointless. Far from it. But light activities alone cannot replace the benefits of moderate to vigorous effort. and simply does not produce the same biological adaptations. So here's why vigorous movement is so powerful, other than what we just talked about. This is where things really get exciting. Lactate is a signal, not a waste product. During vigorous effort, your body produces lactate, which acts like a messenger molecule. It tells your system to build more mitochondria, improve metabolic flexibility, increase glucose transport, activate pathways that enhance resilience. Vigorous movements helps the body clear dangerous cells. High intensity appears to stimulate physiological mechanisms that help eliminate circulating tumor cells. This may be one reason vigorous activity is so strongly linked to lower cancer and mortality. VO2 max improves fast with vigorous activity. A higher VO2 max is one of the most powerful predictors of long-term survival. Vigorous activity is the most efficient way to raise it. Mitochondria thrive under high demand. When intensity increases, your mitochondria adapt by becoming stronger and more numerous. Better mitochondria equal better aging. So what this means for real people. Here's the most important thing. You do not have to be an athlete to access vigorous intensity. If you're out of shape or over 40 or carrying extra weight, hit vigorous levels of activity sooner than you think. You're going to hit it faster. Fast walking uphill can be vigorous. Carrying groceries quickly can be vigorous. A short stair climb can be vigorous. A brief jog can be vigorous. This makes vigorous activity incredibly accessible. Don't need a gym. You don't need a long workout. You do not need equipment. You just need intention. The power of 1 to 3 minute bursts. This study reinforced something remarkable. Those short 1 to 3 minute bursts throughout your day can have a dramatic impact on your health. Researchers call this VILPA. It is simply, like I said before, vigorous intermittent lifestyle physical activities. Things like rushing upstairs, hustling across the parking lot, carrying something heavy with purpose, doing a fast 1 minute body weight burst. These count. In fact, they count more than ever realize. So here's some of the implications of the guidelines and specifically with wearables. The spirit of the guidelines is still right. Move more, sit less, train consistently. But the numerical equivalence is outdated. Future guidelines may need to explicitly emphasize the disproportionate value of vigorous minutes, officially recognizing short bursts, even 1 minute, as meaningful. Encourage wearables to give proper credit for intensity. Right now, most variables still use the old 1 to 2 rule. Steps and light minutes get emphasized far more than high impact minutes that drive longevity. A better model would give vigorous minutes 4 to 10 times VILPA person. Lost the internet there for a second. So my final takeaway here is the heart of the matter, okay? You do not need hours of exercise to radically improve your long-term health. We're talking about health. We're not talking about fat loss. We're not talking about running marathons. We're talking about improving your health span. You do need intensity. I've always been about intensity. Let's get it done. Let's get it done quickly and get out of the gym. A handful of short bursts each day or week can change your trajectory. This is empowering. It removes excuses and it gives people hope. Intensity is available to everyone, and the payoff is massive. So thanks for joining me today on the Functional Longevity Podcast. If you have any questions or you need help with this, get a hold of me. I'd be more than happy to give you a hand. This is powerful information today. Powerful. It's going to be able to let people affect their health span. It's in such an easy way. So if this episode opened your eyes to how much time it takes to make a big difference, share it with someone else who believes they are too busy to get healthy, because they're not too busy to get healthy. You do not need more time. You need more intensity. So I'm your host, Chris Borda. Until next time, stay strong, stay purposeful, and keep investing in the body that will carry you into your best years. And I'll be back next week with more information on how to get fit, feel younger, live better.